Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for tuning back into my channel. I'm Jay Wallen and this is my Hobie PA-14. I get a lot of questions all the time. What kind of depth finder am I running? How many rods do you bring? Where do you put your battery? How are you set up to film? There's a lot of questions that I get, especially when it comes to how I've got my PA-14 rigged. I personally rigged this thing up for tournament fishing. And also some filming. I do a little bit of filming while I'm fishing. So today I'm going to take you guys in depth into my kayak, and we're going to start at the front, work our way to the back, and I'm going to show you all the details of how exactly I've got this PA-14 rigged up. Come with me and let's dig in. All right, so starting off with the front hatch. Keep an extra PFD in there. That's the NRS Automatic. Got to have an extra pair of Hobie polarized sunglasses just in case you, forget one in the truck. Some rope. You always got to have some rope. Never know when you might need a tow. I keep a thermocell in here just to, keep the mosquitoes off. Some extra bait sacks. You never know when you might need a couple extra bait sacks. And this is probably the most important thing is the Hobie toolkit. Now that's a toolkit that I put together. I designed it so that just about anything that goes wrong with my Mirage drive, I can fix. And I'll actually have a little link to that somewhere up in here. There'll be a little link, and you can check out that Hobie toolkit. So that pretty much does it for the front hatch. There's tons of room for soft plastics, baits, all kinds of stuff can go in this front hatch. All right, next, working my way down. Of course, you've got the, can't talk about my Hobie PA-14 without talking about the new Mirage Drive 180 Kickups. These things are pretty sweet because if you hit a log or a rock or a stump or whatever, boom, they kick up and they come right back down into place. So these are brand new for 2020. I couldn't tell you about my boat without these, without telling you about this. This has been a complete lifesaver for me. So never leave home without your MD 180 Kickups, that's for sure. You know, another really important accessory that I just can't do without, especially tournament fishing, is a good net. There's actually a lot of debate out there. Some guys will not use a net. They think that they feel that a net can sometimes lead them to miss fish or lose fish at the boat, fiddling around with a net. And I can kind of understand that. There has been times where, I've gotten the net tangled up in my bait as I'm trying to land the fish. But more times than not, I do feel like a good net, especially if you're a tournament angler. I think it helps gets those fish in the boat, especially if you practice with it. I like the Ego S1 Genesis. This thing weighs less than 2 pounds. It floats. It's got a rubber coated netting material. So if you do get some hooks in it, they always come right out. So this is the net that I use, and I do use the Ram roller ball. I think it stages the net perfectly. I'll show you that right now. So this is the Ram roller ball mount, and what this does is, I think it's designed primarily to hold a paddle, but what I use it for, it's got a T-track, and you just drop it in that little Hobie mounting plate right there. I run it up right here, and what I use it for is it's perfect to stage my net. So my net's always sitting right there. It's perfectly staged. It's not going to come out, and that right there has been a lifesaver for me. That allows me to get to my net quickly. I know where it is every time, and it keeps the net up front and completely stowed away. Next, I've got the Hummingbird Solix 10 unit, and I'll show you how I've got that set up. Let's take a look at this Hummingbird unit. That's what I'm running on this. That's a Solix 10. And you know what? I love the Hummingbird. I love the unit. Incredible images, great big screen, really bright. So to match this up, I'm running a 40 amp Bio-NO lithium iron phosphate battery. That's what runs all of my electronics on my boat. And we're going to dive in and I'll show you exactly how I have everything rigged up. So I get asked all the time, Jay, where do you keep your battery? You're running a 40 amp lithium battery. It's a pretty good sized battery, and a lot of people don't know where the best place is to put their battery. So actually right here, right where you're looking, that's where I keep my battery. So right here in the middle hatch, I just pull the bucket liner out, and my battery is right there. Now, the way that's in there, there's a post here and there's a post there, and it slides perfectly in between those posts. There's a block of foam on the back side, and then my liner, my bucket liner, keeps it locked in on the front side. So right here, I'm running the 12 volt Bio-NO Power lithium iron phosphate battery. It's a 40 amp hour battery. And as you can see, I've got a little pigtail on it. That's what I use to charge the battery up while it's in the boat. And then it's wired up to my Yak Power power panel. Everybody wants to know where it's at. Right there's where it's at. And you just push it right in there. Drop the liner in, and you're set. Got our center hatch here. Keep a whistle, a Sharpie. This is where I like to keep a lot of my soft plastics. It just makes it really easy for me to get to. I didn't realize it until just now. It looks like I've been using a lot of Rage and KVD soft plastics. My goodness. Okay. You can use the center hatch for a lot of other things. Some people use it for just general storage. Me personally, I like to put soft plastics there. I've done things a number of different ways with this center hatch. You know, they also make the Hobie tackle tray where you can hold 2 Plano waterproof boxes. That's pretty handy, but I feel like I get more storage out of this center hatch. All right, next we come to probably the most important spot in the boat, which is my seat. And of course, I'm rocking the kayak cushion. Hobie, no doubt, makes one of the best seats in the game. But you know what? They can all use a little bit of extra cushion, right? And kayak cushion, man, this guy is making some tremendous cushions. It's super comfortable. Really, really amplifies how comfortable this entire seat is. This seat obviously is very adjustable. It's got lumbar support. You can raise and lower the seat as well as the back. But adding this kayak cushion in, very cheap addition to the boat, but makes such a huge difference, especially when you're sitting 14, 15 hours fishing out of this thing. So next up is the NRS Automatic PFD. This thing has been great for me this year. This is the first year I've started using it, and it's really lightweight, really low profile. To be honest with you, I forget that I have it on most of the time. But this is a really, really nice slimline inflatable PFD. Of course, it's got the automatic mechanism inside here. Basically, if it gets submerged, it's going to pop and expand and blow up for you. If you're worried about the automatic mechanism working, it still has the pull cord. So, you know, you can definitely pull that if you feel like you need to. It's got a nice little pocket here. Ready to, you know, most cell phones can fit in that. Could be a tight fit for some, but most cell phones will fit in that. But this thing's been pretty good. Been pretty good for me this year. Big fan of the NRS PFDs. Let's take things under the seat. So I actually went and picked up this DeWalt TStack drawer system, and so far I've been a pretty big fan. It allows me to keep all kinds of little extra goodies in here, tools, sunscreen, scissors, I mean, you name it. This thing can pretty much handle it. You know, I keep little battery packs, keep my fishing license, extra batteries, headlamps, you name it. You can pretty much store all kinds of good stuff in here. That's usually where I put my keys, my wallet, that kind of stuff. Great little accessory right here. You know, this is valuable space under your seat, but I feel like this gives me a pretty wide range of options to, you know, to stay organized. You know, I get asked all the time, how many rods do I take out in the Hobie with me? And the answer is somewhere between 6 at a minimum, and as I've taken as many as 12. What's great about the Hobie PA-14 is that it's got 6 molded in horizontal rod tubes. Now I do like to put a rod sleeve on my rods just to protect the eyes and the tip from getting damaged, but super simple system. slides right in. You can actually put 2 rods per tube, but again, I do recommend if you're going to put more than 1 rod, make sure you have some kind of rod sleeve on your fishing rod. The Hobie comes with 3 built-in horizontal rod tubes. So right now I've got 3 in there, and I do recommend, this is a little pro tip, put your spinning reels on your right hand side. I feel like they sit better in the boat, and they're easier to get out and easier to put up if you put your spinning reels on the right side. So always keep your spinning reels, if you can, on the right side. I do always like to use the some kind of rod sleeve just to protect the eyes and the tips when you're putting them in the rod tubes. I know a lot of guys don't use rod tubes. I do. That was one big selling point for the pro anglers, that I wouldn't have rods sticking up vertically, just sticking up, getting caught by trees and everything. So I really love to be able to put my rods and lay them down. They go in real easy, just like that. As you can see, I got 3 rods on this side and 3 spinning rods on that side. Now you can go, like I said, you can put 2 rods per rod tube, but I do recommend using the some sort of rod sleeve on your fishing rods to protect them from damage. But I take anywhere from 6 to 12 rods, just depends on how the bite is and what I need. All right, moving on to the back of the boat, we've got the catch board. Pretty much every tournament series now at least accepts catch board. Many of the tournament trails are only accepting catch board. So I've got a catch board here, and I just found, I needed a good place to set it, and right there looked like the perfect spot. I put the bump board right behind my Hobie cup holder there, and the board just kind of sits right there. And then I've got it tethered off here to my steering column, and so it really can't get away, but it's easy access for me to just reach around and grab that board, and it keeps it out of the way. It's definitely the best place to put it that I've. I got to show you my polar bear cooler. I've had this cooler for 6 years now, and this is by far the best cooler I have ever had. It's got a leak-proof seal on the zipper, and it keeps everything completely cold all day long, and it doesn't take up much room. I can put quite a few drinks in here, little ice packs, things like that, and really what's perfect about it is it fits real snug right in there behind the wheels and just above my H crate. So next up is the H crate. This is my warehouse right here. This is my tackle warehouse. You got your junk tray right here, which this is the Hobie tackle tray, and everybody needs a junk drawer. So this is my junk drawer. Of course, these little bungees come up, and you can access in here. I keep line and some JB's fish sauce. Just keep some extra stuff in there. But this thing's super versatile. This thing's very versatile to hold all kinds of your tackle or accessories. It's got spots for pliers, scissors. Really, the possibilities with this thing are pretty endless. Obviously, you've got your H rails here that you can mount all sorts of accessories to, but it holds a ton. This is my Cow Coast battle box. Got a link to a video where I showed you guys my overview of the Cow Coast battle box, so if you're interested, make sure you go check that out. But that's where I keep all of my terminal tackle, hooks, sinkers, all that kind of stuff. Awesome box for your terminal tackle. Obviously keep several of the larger Plano boxes, a couple smaller ones, and still have tons of room for extras. So this H crate is really the cream of the crop when it comes to transporting your tackle and a place to house your tackle while it's in your boat. You've got 4 tie downs, which keep it locked and secured to the boat. You got 4 built-in rod holders, and of course you've got 4 H rails that you can attach accessories to. Last and certainly not least is the micro power pole. We've got our micro power pole shallow water anchor, and I don't know if you guys seen this or not, but this is battery powered. The battery just snaps on right here, so you don't ever have to worry about running wires or anything like that. Just a simple shallow water anchor. So it's just like the regular power pole. It's just micro. Double tap the down, And there you go, she's holding. It only works in about 7 to 8 feet, so if you're any deeper than that, this won't work. I don't always take the power pole with me, but if I know I'm going to be fishing shallow water, you definitely want to have this so that you can lock yourself down. And to raise it up, you just double tap the up. And there you go. All right, guys, that's it. That's my Hobie 2020 Pro Angler 14. That's how I rig it up for the way I like to fish. Hopefully I gave you guys some ideas on how you can rig your boats at home. If you have any questions about anything I've done here, anything I've got rigged up, feel free to either just send them to me or drop them in the comments. I'll get down there and answer all your questions, no problem. If there's anything you want to see in a little bit more detail, just let me know. I'd be happy to get in here and show you a little bit what I've done. Let me know how you rig your boats at home. I'm always learning stuff from you guys too. You guys have some great ideas on how you can rig your boats and maybe make my life a little bit easier. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit subscribe, please thumbs up. All of that goes a really long way, and I really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.